Introduction. The class develops the danger of electric vehicle door handles and the implications for fleet management. Electric vehicle door handles. The danger of electric vehicle door handles. Retractable door handles are embedded in the door panels and deploy electrically when the car is about to be opened, either because the vehicle detects the presence of the key or because someone presses the open button on the remote control. Manufacturers use them for two reasons. They make the car's design cleaner and, in theory, improve aerodynamics by reducing air resistance. The fact that they deploy electrically when the car is opened and retract when the car starts moving and is closed also adds a technological advantage. However, the German Automobile Club ADAC warned in 2024 that these types of handles pose a problem for rescue teams as they slow down operations after an accident. In addition, they do not offer the same resistance as a conventional handle when forcing open a deformed door. Tesla is not the only brand that uses electric or retractable door handles. We have also seen them in Range Rover, Mercedes-Benz, and Hyundai models, to name a few examples. However, Tesla has taken the reliance on electronic systems for basic functions to the extreme. In its cars, from opening a door to activating the turn signals, more and more actions are performed via buttons or screens. One example is the Model 3 Highland, which eliminated the traditional turn signal levers in favor of two buttons located on the steering wheel. This radical minimalism has already drawn criticism, as several European road safety agencies have warned that replacing physical controls with menus on the central screen can increase driver distraction. What Tesla considers a futuristic design can become a death trap in a matter of seconds, as in an emergency, it is useless if you cannot get out of the car. Although Tesla has received most of the criticism, most brands have this system. The situation has reached such a point that some Rivian vehicle owners have decided to attach a rope to the rear seat release cable, where few brands usually install a mechanical emergency handle. China will ban retractable door handles in 2027, one of the most popular design features of modern electric cars. From the 1st of January 2027, new vehicles sold in the country will not be allowed to be equipped with retractable door handles that rely exclusively on electrical systems. Fully electric handles with no direct mechanical connection are prohibited, and a functional mechanical opening system is mandatory, even if the design is flush. Access must be guaranteed for occupants and emergency services after an accident. Therefore, in practice, many of the Tesla-style handles as we know them today will have to disappear or be completely redesigned. It is very likely that international brands will also adopt these changes in Europe and other markets, even if the regulations are not mandatory outside China. Dangerous and insignificant aerodynamic improvement. There are two types: lever handles, which are operated by pushing on one side to release the handle, and electronic handles, which deploy when the car is opened with the remote control or digital key. They offer little improvement in fuel consumption. According to engineers' calculations, the aerodynamic advantage of this element over traditional ones is minimal. The reduction is 0.01 in the aerodynamic coefficient, which translates into about 0.6 kilowatts per 100 kilometers less consumption. According to the Society of Automotive Engineers, SAE International, hidden handles improve the aerodynamic coefficient by only 0.005, 0.01. and not by 0.03 of the aerodynamic coefficient as indicated by manufacturers. In addition, the motors or mechanical systems used to extract them add an additional weight of between 7 and 8 kilograms. The negligible aerodynamic improvement is compounded by several drawbacks. First, they are more expensive and less reliable, 3 times more expensive than traditional handles and with an 8 times higher failure rate, which can account for 12% of repairs. They do not open in the event of an accident. According to the German Automobile Club ADAC, these handles, which fold and unfold using an electric mechanism, can cause problems for rescue teams in the event of an accident, as it takes longer to open the doors to rescue potential victims. The ADAC points out that when rescuing people from a crashed vehicle, it is essential that rescue teams can open the vehicle from the outside quickly, easily, and intuitively. Some of these handles can be deployed manually by pressing them, but most use electric motors to do so. If that mechanism breaks on impact, the handle could remain inside the door. In addition, A conventional handle may be more effective at opening a door that is stuck after an accident. A retractable handle is not as strong. But the biggest problem is safety. These handles usually require power to open the doors from the outside, so in the event of an accident or fire with a power outage, occupants are trapped inside. There have been cases of occupants being trapped, for example, in Teslas, which also have mechanical emergency alternatives that are difficult to access from the inside. According to tests by the China Insurance Automotive Safety Index, cars with these retractable handles only opened in 67% of side collisions, compared to 98% for mechanical handles. In addition, the Chinese Accident Investigation Agency reported a 47% increase in incidents caused by failures of these devices. Added to this are customer complaints. Consumer organizations have recorded a 132% increase in incidents, such as children's fingers getting caught in these handles, some of which have resulted in broken bones. Apart from being less safe, they are also not functional. Owners of cars with this system complain that they are more uncomfortable and tend to malfunction, for example in extreme cold, a problem that has already claimed lives. Like other models from the brand, the Tesla Model Y uses electronic door handles on frameless doors that open at the touch of a button. There is a manual mechanism for unlocking the front doors. Although many owners are unaware of this, you have to consult the instruction manual to find out where it is located. The U.S. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration (NHTSA) has documented at least 9 incidents in which parents were unable to access the interior of the 2021 Model Y to remove their children. In 4 of those cases, they had to break a window to rescue them. In October 2024, 4 people burned to death in Toronto after their Tesla Model Y crashed into a pillar and caught fire. Only 1 occupant survived, thanks to a passerby who broke a window as he was unable to open the doors from the outside. The rest were trapped. The electric opening system failed after the impact, and the manual mechanism was inaccessible amid the chaos. This accident brought to light a harsh reality. Not all Model Ys have a manual unlock in the rear seats, and in those that do, it is hidden behind a flap in the door pocket. In September 2025, the driver of a Tesla lost control of the vehicle, veered off the road in Germany, and crashed into a tree. The vehicle immediately caught fire. An adult and 3 9-year-old children were traveling in the vehicle. Only one managed to escape from the right side of the car, which had not yet been affected by the flames. The other 3 occupants died trapped in the car, while a witness to the accident tried unsuccessfully to rescue them as he was unable to open the doors. German police point directly to the car's electric door handles as a key factor in the tragedy, a system that Tesla has been defending for years and which is now under international scrutiny. Tesla car doors are opened from the inside with a button that activates the electronic opening mechanism. If the electrical system fails or the power supply is cut off, for example in an accident, it is only possible to open them manually from the inside by activating a mechanism that is not at all intuitive. This is the case for the front seats. In the rear seats, it is also difficult to access. The Model Y manual itself explains that if the 1-2-volt auxiliary battery fails, external clamps must be connected from the hood to regain access. This maneuver would be impossible to perform in the event of a fire or if a child were trapped inside. The electronic opening system also stops working after a strong impact in the event of an accident, as well as when the auxiliary battery runs out. This happens in most cars when the airbags deploy. The power supply is cut off for safety reasons. This is thanks to an emergency fuse that breaks when the airbag deploys. It is understood that this is what happened in this case. The safest alternative already exists. Most cars with frameless doors have a dual action system. If the electronics are working, the door opens normally. If not, simply pull harder to activate a mechanical mechanism. This solution combines design and safety, the result of decades of experience in the sector. Implications for fleet management? The main consequence is that occupants can become trapped inside the passenger compartment in the event of an accident, and in the worst-case scenario, the vehicle can catch fire and the occupants can die, as has happened in several accidents. The following measures are recommended. Vehicle purchase. Before purchasing the vehicle, find out how the doors are opened manually to check whether it is easy to do so. If it is difficult or complex, it is not advisable to purchase that vehicle. The vehicle should incorporate manual door opening mechanisms that are independent of the power supply and easy to find for each door, along with clear labeling and a guaranteed way for emergency crews to access the passenger compartment in the event of a power failure. Training for drivers and vehicle users. Drivers and vehicle users must be trained on how to open the doors manually, including conducting real-life drills with the vehicle. A brochure with instructions on how to open the doors manually with graphics and images must be included in the vehicle. Have a car window breaker hammer. A window breaker hammer must be kept in an accessible place in the car in case the doors cannot be opened, and the driver and vehicle users must be informed of its location and how to use it. Place a sticker on the windshield. A sticker or QR code should be placed on the windshield for firefighters or emergency services explaining how to open the doors manually, or that in the event of an accident, the windows should be broken directly.
Learned about our fleet management consulting and training services. Reduce costs and optimize fleet management activities. We electrify your fleet of vehicles. We carry out the electrification plan until its implementation, known as